Good morning, my stamping friends. Christine Ludwig here from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thank you for joining me this Friday morning as we're heading into the end of August. Oh my gosh. For anybody locally, did you guys get that ridiculous electrical storm last night? Oh, I'm going to say it started about before 11 last night, so it was a little bit late, but we had this absolute downpour for just a little bit, and then the sky, oh my gosh, it was flashing every second. Like, it was just going crazy. Um, the other parts of the sky, to the east of us and then to the north of us, and we just had really, really crazy lightning here, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it. So if you are tuning in, leave me a note in the comments. I wonder if, were you closer to it than we were, or I know certain parts of the area got hit worse than others, but man, that was kind of unexpected. But anyway, today it is beautiful and the sun is shining so bright. We have clear blue skies out there today, so really beautiful day heading into the weekend. So I hope you guys are all going to be able to enjoy it. I know in our area, at least, school is starting on Monday. My daughter had to go back this week already, the teachers, and had meetings and had meet the teacher night already last night before the actual school started. So the kids got to bring their supplies and meet their teacher before they actually come to school on Monday. So yes, it's going to be a very busy week next week for sure. Hi, Kathleen, you're tuning in. Nice to see you. Good morning. Yes, Friday morning. So heading into, I'm going to say we're starting to head into fall here. I've seen some trees that have already turned color, and so that is starting. And even this morning, the sun, when I was having a bite of breakfast, hello, Marlene, the sun was not in the same position it was in the summer. It's definitely I want to say like a fall sun, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit lower in the sky, not as high at that time of the day. So it's always this sort of back to school feel this time of year for me. I've always said there's this kind of smell in the air that reminds me of going back to school. So that I haven't quite noticed yet, but I've definitely noticed a little bit of a difference in the sunrise and some of the temperatures at night. But yeah, with that storm last night, that felt like high summer. So I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I hope you all have a great last weekend before you head into school. And so I thought, you know what, let's just kind of celebrate summer a little bit still today. And I pulled out two of my favorite sort of summer stamp sets that we've been using this summer, I guess. They were released in, they were in our May to August calendar. So they are still available, I believe. And so we're going to make a card using some blending and things. I saw lightning bolt coming straight down, from your bedroom window. So you might have been a little bit closer to some of it, but oh yeah, that was unreal. That was unreal. Okay, so I'm going to flip my camera. So just close your eyes for 1 second while I do that. And we shall see if I have to adjust this at all. I might have to bring you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, hopefully you can all see that. There's a little bit of sunshine peeking through here in the window, but it should be all right, I think. Okay, so these are the two stamp sets I'm talking about, and I imagine some of you probably have these, and there were some absolutely gorgeous designer papers that coordinated with these this year. The Sunset Coast had that really, really beautiful sort of sunset paper that, it looked like it was the the sun setting and shining on the water, that beautiful 6x6 paper. And then the relaxing Waterside had the, this one, the Waterside Retreat paper. Do you guys remember this one? Yeah, with the beautiful cutouts. This is probably, I haven't looked, don't quote me, but double check our designer series paper sale that is still going on till the end of the month. So you have until Monday to snatch some paper up at 15% off, and that goes for cardstock and two-tone cardstock as well. So if you want to stock up on those summer kind of papers, double check on the website and you will probably find them there. All right, so I'm going to show you the card that we're going to make. It's just something I kind of put together myself. So we're going to do a little bit of blending for the water and the sand. And this was just kind of my view of looking out into the water from the shore and just sort of having that relaxing feeling coming over you. I know when I'm by the water, by the ocean or anything, I just feel just a calmness, and yeah, I don't know, it's just so relaxing sometimes to be by the water and things. So I'll try to kind of convey that feeling in this card. So we'll see if we can recreate it. And we're also using these everyday arches. Okay, so I'm going to show you the supplies. So we have a piece of Secret Sea cardstock, our usual 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I took some designer paper from that Waterside Retreat. So this is the one with the seagulls. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have our arches. So these are the everyday arches. These go back quite a ways, but they are so amazing. Look how many you get. I think the stamp set might not be available, but I think the arches are. So these are wonderful, wonderful dies. So I used the largest for my Secret Sea, and then I used that same designer paper with the second largest, and then for the white, I used the third largest. So it's the first 3 in from the edge, if you're wondering which ones were used. Okay, and I will post these on the website, these measurements and supplies. Okay, so I'm going to put these ones away for a sec. Actually, I'm going to use the white one first, but let's get our base sort of set up. So we're just going to score this paper. The wind feels like it's fall today. Oh, I haven't actually been outside. Oh, Marlene, you have the sweets. Yes. And Rudy starts driving the bus on Wednesday. Oh, so you guys might be a little bit later than us. Okay, interesting. Yes, I don't know. Some kids are excited and some are not, I'm sure. Probably all the little ones are very excited. So we'll see how next week goes. There's going to be a lot more traffic out there next week for sure with all the buses. Okay, I'm going to set this aside while we do our sponging, our blending. So I'm going to pull out this small, the third size of the arch die, which I cut basic white out of. And then what I want to do is, I don't know if you can see here, I wanted kind of like a horizon line, and I wanted it to be fairly straight. Okay, so like you're looking at the water, there's always a little bit of a break between the water and the sky. I could have sponged this like a sky, but I just left it white. So anyways, I want to make this, I want to kind of mask this part off. So what I took was, I'm just going to line this up on my glass mat because we have these wonderful lines here. And I'm just going to eyeball where I would like my horizon or my water level to stop, okay? Because I do want to still put some birds and a greeting here at the top. So using my lines across, because they are straight, I think I will put my first one, let me see, about how far down do I want to go? Maybe we'll go to about this line here. So I'm going to put my Post-it note there, and then I'm just going to take a smaller one to cover that edge. Okay, so we're just going to line these up, and that's going to give us a little bit of a line when we are finished our blending. So I just want to make this straight. I hope I put those on straight, or our horizon's going to be crooked, which is not so great. Okay, let me just double check that I have this fairly straight here. Okay, so line and line, and like I said, I'm just eyeballing this. You could probably pencil this off if you wanted, but we'll go with it. We'll just go with this and see what we get. Okay, so now we're going to start our blending. So quite often when you look at the water, it's a little bit lighter towards the shore, and then as the water gets deeper, it gets darker blue, right? So it's a little bit bluer. So I want to put a little bit more sponging around this top area and then kind of taper off as I'm coming closer to the shore. And then I'm going to do sort of some sand. Okay, so we're going to start with balmy blue and a blending brush. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. And then I'm going to start off. I think I'll start off and I'll just kind of do this. So I'm going a little bit darker around this sort of horizon. And then I'm just going to get a little bit lighter as I go down. I hope you guys can see this. Hope I'm in the camera. I should be. You just take for granted that we are, right? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of then blend this a little bit lighter down here. Okay, I'm going to leave some room at the bottom for my sand. Okay, so we'll do that. We can always add a little bit more later if we want. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. Okay, so let me just see this part right in here. Okay, I'll start with that. All right, I'm going to leave this open just in case I still want to use it. Then I'm going to bring in my crumb cake for the sand. And I'm just going to ink this up, and then we're going to also start off and just kind of work our way on. It might be a little bit darker on the edges, but that's okay. And we're just going to blend in with that blue a little bit. Okay, so we're not going to go super dark. I did go a little bit dark here in the corner, but that's okay. So just to kind of give it the look of sort of some sand, kind of blending it together, okay? So that is fine. I might just add a teeny bit more blue. Maybe I'll just do a little bit more down here. Okay, I think that should be fine. Okay, so let's close this up and we'll see what we have. Every time you do this, of course, it's going to look different. Okay, so we're going to pull off our mask and see if we have that horizon, and I think we do. Okay, so that's kind of our water right there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of greenery. So I've got some of that in this relaxing Waterside. I've got this image and this small one. I might pull out this bigger image as well. On my sample, I just used the small ones, but maybe, let's see. Maybe we'll use this one a little bit too, and we'll see what happens. Oops, there's our base. Put that over here. Okay, let me get a block. And mount this on here. Okay. And then I'm just going to get a piece, just an extra piece of paper to put in. I guess I can just leave it on my glass mat. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now I'm gonna use both of these grasses and I'm gonna bring out my mossy meadow, okay? So let me get this and then we'll see what we can do. Okay, you can ink up the whole thing and then just use part of your stamp. Okay, so let's start this one a little bit off. Okay, so there's one. And I'll do another one maybe over here. Okay, so that'll be the tall one. This is just like making your own picture, I figured, right? Kind of cool. And we're going to put these at different heights, and some I'm going to leave stamped off as well. Oh, that was a little off. Okay, let's stamp this off, and then we'll stamp it this way. We can even do them at a little bit of an angle. Well, it's okay. I was going to bring out my foam mat, but I think this will be okay. I was going to stamp off a little bit. Let's do a couple down here. And however many you want, you know, like we're just kind of looking through the grasses towards the water. Okay, how's that? That's probably enough, hey? I'll do a little one down here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. Yeah, those pesky little mosquitoes, they are still swarming around. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just wipe this off. I know, we've had all that rain, which brought all the mosquitoes. Maybe now we're going to get our summer. Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be so great. Okay, so what else do we want to put on here? We want to put a few little sailboats, and we also want to put a greeting and some of our seagulls. So for the sailboats, I took those from the Sunset Coast, okay? So we've got these two little sailboat images, and I'm going to stamp those in Secret Sea, okay? So this one, I did 2 sailboats, but you know, I might, oops, that's the bird. I don't want to use the bird just yet. What did I do with my larger sailboat? I did have it. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. That's not good. I don't know if I put it on here in my, oh my goodness, I hope I didn't lose it because, no, I do not see it in the stamp set. Okay, it probably either fell off or it is, because they're clear, they're kind of hard to see, right? So that's too bad. Oh, too bad. I wonder if it got stuck to another block. Not that one, not this one, not our bird. Okay, I'm sure it will show up. So how about, oh, you know what? I put them both on one block. Oh, silly. Okay, that's not so great, but it works. Okay, so we're going to stamp 2 at the same time, and then I'm going to take one off and just stamp, I think, a third one. Let's see. Let's put these 2 on, and we will put them, maybe I'm going to get my mat out for this. Sometimes they say with photopolymer, you should use your foam mat because it kind of absorbs, you know, it has a little bit more give for your stamps. So let's put these 2 about here. Awesome. And then I'm going to clean them so I can take the one off. I'm going to take probably the large one off, and maybe we'll just stamp again with the little one. Or should I do another big one? Maybe I'll do another big one. Let's try that. Let's try that. I'll put that on a block so I don't lose it. It's a thing with these photopolymers, you know, sometimes we can lose track of them. So I'm going to put another one just over here. He'll be kind of coming behind. We have a little fleet of beautiful sailboats. Oh, I have never been on a sailboat, I don't think. I've been on, like, you know, a ferry, and I haven't been on a cruise ship or anything like that either, but yeah, if you have been very, very lucky. All right, so now we are going to add a greeting. So I was debating on this, thinking, okay, I wanted a greeting from Sunset Coast, right? And we have these great greetings here. The first one, today is your day, I took from the Relaxing Waterside, because it has some really nice ones too. Have a great birthday. That's a good one too. Oh, I'm not sure. I used today is your day on my sample. I at first thought, because of the sailboats, we don't really know where they're going. So I thought wherever this note finds you might be kind of nice, like for a graduation card, or I don't know. Let's, will this one fit? I think it will. I think it will fit. But then we also have to add our birds. So maybe this one might be, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I am going to use the happy birthday. Have a great birthday. I think that would be good. And this time I am going to just stamp it straight on my sample. I mounted it because it was a little bit small. It wasn't probably too much smaller than this one though. So I'm going to stamp that in the Secret C because I think it'll really pop nicely. Okay. Hope this is inked properly, because my fear is you mess up and then what? Okay, so excuse my head for a second. I just want to try to see if I'm going to get this straight. I'll put this about here. Once you press down, there's no going back. Ha! Not bad. A little bit crooked and not quite centered. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you know, it works. And then we're going to add our birds. So I have our seagull, and I'm also going to do those in Secret C. Now, for some of you, this is a tip someone told me, is if you don't have black handy, or, you know, the Secret C is a great substitute for black ink. So, like, you can just see how dark it is. It almost looks like it's black, even though it's not. So it's a really great substitute if you are, you know, wanting something dark. So there are our birds. So there is basically our picture that we wanted to convey to everybody, to have a nice, relaxing birthday. So now we can put this together. So first thing I'm going to do is add this one. Oh, just the Everyday Arches. Yes, I think that stamp set was retired a little while ago, not recently. I think it was a teeny bit ago. I'll have to double check if I can find it, but I think the dies were just so popular that they are still a standalone item. So they have been really, really great, just because of the number of them and how they all nest together. I think they are, you know, so versatile. Okay, so let's put this on here, and put this here. Okay, so I'm not going to pop this on dimensionals, I don't think. I think I'm just going to put it flat. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. Some weight in there. And then this might remind you of being in British Columbia, hey? In Kelowna, seeing boats on the lake. Oh, so nice. So lovely. So I just want to leave a little bit of that designer paper all around because this large die just fits top and bottom. It's, you know, I wasn't sure, but it did. Okay, so last thing, we're going to add a few embellishments. So these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. I think these might be retired too. They were a January online exclusive. Wow, that goes back. But these were so great. These had the white, the cloud cover, the old olive, and the secret sea. So these were super. Used these a lot, so they were great. So I'm just going to take 2 of the large ones. They came in 2 sizes, large and small, and they're so nice and flat so that if you do post them in the mail, they don't add a lot of bulk to your envelope and shouldn't hopefully cost extra postage. So if you still have some, and I know quite a number of our embellishments now have been a little bit flatter, so that's kind of nice. So there you go. Just imagine yourself by the ocean or by the lake, and just seeing these beautiful sailboats out on the water, and enjoy your last few weeks of summer. Some of you live in climates that feel like summer all year long. We unfortunately don't. Yeah, it's a great time to still enjoy some nice summer. Hopefully we'll still get some warm temperatures in the fall in September. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around. Ah, we did it. No major mess ups today, I hope. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sunshine, hopefully, where you are. I hope we have sunshine this weekend. I'm not sure. Haven't checked the forecast. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that project and give it a try. And like I said, double check that designer series paper sale. There may still be a couple that you'd like to keep on hand and get a good discount on. So worth checking out for sure. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining in, and we will see you next time. It's going to be September. Oh my gosh. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time. Bye.